Good morning. This is going to be your daily readings for Sunday. We're going to have daily, the Oracle, Angel, and Intuitive, hopefully. Alright, messages may or may not resonate. If they do, great. If they don't, I'll try to make them. Uh-oh. Balance. Keeping balance. The infinity sign was pointed out to me, so maybe just them reminding you that this is going to be a big balancing act the entire time. Right, that's something not easy to get over. Like once you really let it sink in, if you've been doing this for a little while, and you realize that, it's like, this shit don't end. Apparently you just get better at dealing with it. I'll let you know when that happens. No, you definitely, I definitely can tell. I definitely can tell progress. You know, just in reactions and stuff that I have. You know, before I might have been reacting in a different way than I do now. So, progress is progress, I guess. I dropped the card on the ground. I don't feel like getting it. So it's going to stay there for a few minutes. Let's get another card. So you have the Two of Pentacles, balance, and it doesn't have to be, Pentacles are usually money, it doesn't have to be money. It could be about balancing your finances. That's a big part of life. Could be just about life in general, balancing balance and stuff like that. Nine of Cups. So this is what balance brings you. But balance in what way? I don't think it's any one area. I think that this is kind of, you have to have balance in all areas, and they have to be not just like balanced individually, but they have to all be balanced as a whole too. Like you have to not only learn to balance the individual aspects of life, you know, money, love, emotions, like all, like, you know, each individual, like you have to learn how to balance all of them so that one area doesn't get more than the other, and you know, because that will, that will throw you, you know, kind of off the boat there if you spend kind of more time focused on one, and it gets out of balance. At least that's how it is for me. Like, you know, just personal experience. May not be like that for everyone, but for me, once I'm, you know, focusing too much on just one area, the rest of the areas kind of go to shit. So I think that's the message here, is once we learn to balance all the areas and give kind of all the attention that we need to in every area, that's what, you know, brings a good life. It's, you know, when you can have all the areas that are important balanced. Alright, pretty self-explanatory, and under 5 minutes. Alright, we're going to move on to the Oracle. I'm not being told to pull another card, so I'm not going to. Sorry. Alright, the moon, illumination, forward journey, picking sides, secrets, any of the above. Let's figure out which one it is. The moon, it looks like a very somber card, you know, but it really isn't. You know, it's about picking which side you're going to be on, picking your path, and, you know, the crawfish can't go backwards. Like, they can't do that. You know, I don't know if anyone ever seen crawfish, but they can't go backwards. They can only go forwards. And that's, you know, why they use that animal there, is to show that you're having to go forward. You know, you might not want to. I'll show you this and listen. You know, you're having to go forward. See, you can get the camera to focus on it. There we go. You're having to go forward, okay? But you have options. You can go on one side, you can go on the other. One side is a little bit more wild than the other, as you can see. But they all lead to the same place. You know, we have choices in what we do and how we feel about it, but we do it. But it's perception, it's perspective, and it can make all the difference. Probably not so much with where you're going to end up, but wouldn't you like to feel better along the journey? Devil card. Again, not a horrible card. Okay? None of the cards are horrible. They really aren't. Some of them just look kind of, you know. The devil is, it also is a card of Capricorn. So, if anyone's a Capricorn, or if you're dealing with a Capricorn. The devil is about binding something. To me, usually this is like if I was making a sentence out of cards, this would be an and, to, with. That's what this would be. I'm hearing bound to your journey, which, yeah, I mean, I guess technically you are, you know. Oh, like what happened, like what will happen, well, okay. So, I wasn't thinking about it the right way, I guess. Thank you. They're saying not to worry about what is all the way up here. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Don't worry about who's going to go along with you. Okay? Who needs to go with you will show up when they need to. How you're going to get there will show up when it needs to. If you don't know how you're going to get there yet, you're not going there yet. Okay? So, you just need to make the motions of the crawfish. That's all you have to do. You just have to keep going forward. Okay? Whatever you meet along the way, you're supposed to. Whether it's good or bad, because there are no good or bad. You know, whatever you meet along the way, you're supposed to. And our attitudes about those things can change the entire course, not the destination, but it can definitely change the scenery along the way. Okay? So this is, I think, a way of showing for anyone who's been struggling with, you know, I get it. When you're a really logical person, and I like to have proof in front of me. That's why I picked tarot cards when I was so young, so I could have something physical in front of me to match the things I was hearing. So that's, you know what I mean? That's why I think I chose tarot cards when I was so little, because I had to have reason, and I had to have proof, you know, for the things I would hear and the thing, you know. So this is what that was for me, was proof, you know. So this is proof. If you're logical, I don't know where I was going with that. If you're logical, sometimes it's hard to walk with Faith, I think, which is funny. My daughter's named Faith, yet I'm very logical about things. I'm logical about some things, but for the most part, I like to have proof about things, you know. And sometimes that's hard when you're on this journey, because you don't really have proof sometimes of where you're going, or where you'll end up, who you're going to be with, or what's going to happen. And that's, for people who are like me, that can be super scary, because you like to be able to see what's happening. You know, maybe there have been situations in your past where you couldn't see what was going on, you know, and those are times that you get hurt. So, you know, that's why I think a lot of people, you know, end up in that situation, you know, where they're trying to move forward. Doesn't matter. My thing is just shit. All right. At least I have a sense of humor about it, right? All right. Look, you're on this journey. You're bound to it. You're gonna get where you need to go. You're gonna see who you need to see. That's it. So, you know, I think that goes back to our daily too, about having balance in all areas. You know, as long as you're keeping that balance, and you're taking the steps, and you're moving forward, you know, you'll get where you need to go. Just keep a good attitude about it. All right, this next one's the intuitive. Let's see. I like that. Sometimes I forget that. You know, so it's nice to be reminded. Thank you. It's easy to not see things from a higher perspective when you're, you know, down in your meat suit. But there always is a higher perspective. Judgment. Again, not a creepy, scary card. Looks like it, right? All these dead people, but no. Actually is a card of resurrection, new beginnings, brand new starts. Like you, the old you is dead, and this new one is going to be popping off pretty soon. That's what judgment is. It could literally be like a judgment, I guess. You know, if you got other cards around it, like if you got justice or Hierophant, it could be like an actual judgment, like in a law area, but that's not. I mean, maybe. I haven't pulled the other card yet, but usually judgment is kind of a resurrection of sorts. So let's see. Here's my other card. Ouch. King of Cups. So, either a resurrection in this person. It could be water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It could be someone who embodies these qualities. They are a master of emotion. They are emotionally very well manifested. They are able to control themselves. They have a lot of self-will. They have a very strong yet easygoing demeanor. You know, like they're pretty chill, but they do have that, like when they're serious, you know it. Like everything's all good and chill, and then it's like, oh, they're pissed. Yeah, like that. That's them. So maybe this is the kind of person that you're becoming. You know, you silently are going with the flow. You know, you're learning to master your emotions and the feelings and thoughts that go along with them. Because if you look, like in the background, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's boats, the water's really rough, there's fish jumping and stuff. And he's just chill. He's just like, he's good. You know, like it wouldn't matter what's going on around him. Come on. There we go. Like it wouldn't matter what's going on around this guy. He is just him. So I mean, you might be dealing with someone like this for some of you, but I kind of feel like this is how you're going to end up, because something is ending. And I've been seeing this. A cycle is ending for a lot of you, and I mean, it's a major cycle. It's something that, you know, you guys have been going through for a long time, and it's ending. You know, and I just feel like after it ends, you're going to be reborn as somebody like that can really handle anything going on around them. You know, and be totally chill about it, which is great. You know, we don't want to let, you know, external things kind of control how we are on the inside, which is easier said than done. Yeah, I get that. But if you're working on it, you can get better. Small steps, you know? So that's what I think this is. I'm not gonna pull another card, because I think it's saying that once you get that balance, and once you get, you know, kind of to the point where you realize that this journey is about all these things, this is kind of what you become, which King of Cups is awesome. It really is. Okay, so now I'm going to do the angel cards. I'm using the power cards today. The Archangel, there we are. See, I had the blue ones yesterday, and I was talking about like these ones are kind of jarring. I just feel because they're like so, I don't know, bright, or that's the word I'm looking for here. I don't know. But I have to make sure that I end before 25 minutes here. Hopefully just one card today. If anyone's wondering, you know, why I shuffle short sometimes and why I shuffle forever, I shuffle until I'm like kind of told to stop. So if it's annoying, sorry. You know, I can't. Five of Michael. The situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. Okay, so they're saying a situation you're in won't serve you. But you probably have a idea in your mind of how it should end. You know, I get that. But you need to not have an attachment. You know, expectations, having expectations of things is really a great way, or like a one-way ticket as far as I'm concerned, to disappointment. You can't have expectations because sometimes you don't know what's best for you. You don't know, you know, the lessons you may still need to learn. You don't know those kinds of things, you know, and I think when you set expectations, you're kind of limiting yourself to what you're allowing yourself to learn and how far you're going to be growing, because, you know, there's really not like a whole lot of room outside of an expectation. When you have an expectation, it's pretty much one thing, right? Like, what would be a good explanation or expectation? Okay, say you're with somebody and they aren't, you know deep down they're not the person you're supposed to be with, and you have it in your head that no, you're gonna marry them. That's the person you're gonna marry. Well, I mean, depending on how determined you are, you could probably try to do that. But it wouldn't work out well for you because, maybe there's somebody else you're supposed to be getting to know and go with. The problem is, by limiting yourself just to that one person, you're missing out on all sorts of other things that could be coming your way. Which isn't good. We don't want to limit ourselves. I'm not going to pull another card for that. I think that's a big enough lesson to learn. When something isn't serving you, maybe it's because you just don't want to be honest about where the situation is going. Let's see. Alright, the situation doesn't serve you. Stop and reconsider if the actions you're planning are worth your time and energy. You may very well win the day, but there is a strong possibility that there won't be much to celebrate in the end. Ask your angels if there are other, more uplifting paths for you to follow. There is a lot of negative energy coming from the people involved in this situation that doesn't match your vibration. Archangel Michael can help you vacuum away all the negativity. Consider releasing your attachment to the outcome as too draining. Make more optimistic plans. Even if things didn't turn out the way you'd hoped, value what you've learned and try again with improved information. Negative thinking, wasted energy, and need for greater self-awareness. So, that can kind of go back to the moon card, where, you may not know what happens along the journey, but you'll learn things. Alright, that's it. I was trying to keep it under 25 minutes. So, alright. I hope everyone has a really good day. I hope this was able to help somebody. I will have these on my Instagram in a little bit, Divine Destiny Tarot 1111. If you're looking for a personal reading, you can go to divinedestinytarot.com, click on shop. Hope everyone has a really great day.